thank you for coming out tonight and seeing so many faces here standing together on these issues. I want to especially thank all the survivors of torture that are in our midst. Your witness, your courage, and your leadership inspire all of us. And especially I want to thank Juan tonight for your words, for your witness, for your leadership on these issues. Juan, I believe that you're in good company in discussing your work as one of a victim-centered approach. I believe that there was someone else who took a very victim-centered approach in his ministry here in many years ago, and that is Jesus. And as speaking as a person of faith, that is why I'm here today. I recently also saw that NERCAT called for encouraging the Obama administration to issue an invitation for you to come and investigate solitary confinement here in the U.S. And I think that needs to happen. There's a growing moral consensus against solitary confinement and how it points to the broader unjust and racist prison system here in the U.S. I want to give thanks to NERCAT for calling attention to the culture of torture that exists here in our society today. As people of faith, we often ask the question, is it well with our soul? And I think it's clear that today things are not well with our soul. Not well with our soul individually, not well with our collective soul as a nation. At a point when there's 80,000, as Linda mentioned, 80,000 people on any given day in solitary confinement. And we know what that means. As Leonard Peltier, the famous prisoner, once said, we do not do time, time does us. The cannibalistic nature of solitary confinement should challenge everyone. Guantanamo, that it continues to exist as a symbol of torture, as a moral stain in our world today. I think it's vital that the National Religious Campaign Against Torture remains a religious campaign. That there are civil, legal, and human rights perspectives to bring to the issue of torture. But there are particularly moral and religious convictions that torture is against the will of God. This is based not only in our scriptures that lift up ministries of religious figures like Jesus who had a victim-centered approach, but also we see it fundamentally in God's nature, in our traditions. We have a crucified God, as Jürgen Moltmann so powerfully described. We have an executed God. We have a tortured God. That God calls us and exposes our humanity and the need to stand against the theatrics of terror and imperialism in our world. As a faith community, we can uniquely speak to these issues, and in our best, we can inspire people to move. We can inspire people to pray with their feet, to build and sustain movements for justice. And I believe that is what NERCAT does today. I want to give thanks to NERCAT for the many staff that have put this event together, for calling us to think about what it means to live in a culture of torture. For NERCAT's work calling faith communities to respond, for linking us to experts such as Juan and partner organizations such as TASK, Amnesty, and the various organizations represented here tonight, and for lifting up a uniquely faith voice on these issues that threaten our communities and indeed threaten the moral fabric of our society. So thank you all.